Hey, everybody. How are you? I hope you can all hear me okay. If you can't, please let me know. Gonzalo, hi. Hey, how are you? It's good to see you out there. Right now, I am just testing out my mobile studio before I go up to because it's in that direction, to Pennsylvania, to Page. And I just wanted to, like I said, just check the mobile studio setup out. I'm having a little bit of problems right now with my little mini laptop. It's not wanting to boot up. Let me see if I can get it to play nice. But anyway, please tell me if you can hear me, or if you can't hear me for that matter. Laptop no worky. Sometimes it do this. You can hear me. Good. Good. You can hear. That's excellent. That's excellent. Nice and clearly, I'm guessing. But anyway, yeah, so I think I just flat out killed the battery on this. Let me get a plug for this. Hang on a second, guys. It's a little hollow. Yeah, I mean, this is a $5 lavalier mic, so it's not going to be the best, but you know what, let me make sure you're actually hearing me on the lav mic. Hang on. USB audio, yeah. So that is what you should be hearing me from. Hang on a second, guys. In fact, I can bring you with me, sort of, if I don't break my neck doing this. Will that go all the way over there? Oh, it will just not reach. Not quite. Good afternoon, Matthew Sherman. I'm away from the camera, but I'm glancing over here periodically, and you guys can hear me. I'm just trying to get a little slack. And get some power for my laptop, which is actually powered over USB. Not USB-C, unfortunately, which means I got to have an extra cable. I tell you right now, that's not going to reach. So I wish I had something fancy. I wish I had something fancy to do today, but unfortunately, this is the live stream you're getting today. And I probably shouldn't even be taking the time to do this, which sounds terrible. It sounds like I shouldn't be taking time with you people. But yeah, no, I am going to be running around doing stuff, racking and stacking YouTube shorts, which they're uploading right now. The first two are out there for today. Matthew's got your AD&D game tonight. Excellent, Matthew. That's wonderful. So let's see. Let's also try not to pull my phone off. Let's see. All right. And so we've got some power plugged in. And let's see if we can force the laptop to turn on. is basically what it is the way the setup's going to be is once it's charged up is the mini laptop here, this is actually a tablet with keyboard, but it does have some USB extensions that plug into it. When I'm at the con, I will have these awesome lavalier mics for myself and guests. And so, I can have somebody beside me here or over there. And then we use the lav mics to communicate with each other. But as far as control and interacting with you guys, that'll all be done on the Asus, the T100. Now, you might ask, why not just do everything from there instead of watch on the phone and do down here? The reason is, bless its heart, this is a tablet with 2 gigabytes of memory. And as CPU power, it's like a quad-core Intel Atom A100 or something like that, which, ironically, it's a 64-bit CPU, but the propeller heads at Asus have set the BIOS, so this is a 32-bit laptop. And it's not expandable. It is truly just a tablet. There's probably some real serious, like, get a soldering station, get a BGA repair kit, and then kind of go to town and expand the RAM. But I don't have that. I don't have that ability. I don't have that skill set necessary to do that. So it's gonna, and we tried to upgrade it to Windows 10. We tried to downgrade it to Windows 7. It's going to spend the rest of its life as a Windows 8.1 tablet. But I will say this: that was a good thing last year during EggCon, or the night before EggCon, a couple of days before EggCon. I need to get that. I can't. I need to get that beard lined up. Yeah, I'll trim it. But anyway, last year at EggCon, I was like, cool, I can do any character creation, plus I can demo Crom on this little bad boy. And I installed Crom, and it wouldn't work. It simply wouldn't work, because I stupidly thought this was a 64-bit system. It's not. It's 32-bit. So I learned how to use the compiler, the Python compiler, to make a 32-bit executable. So anyone out there who, for whatever reason, I don't know, maybe you do your gaming on something like this. If you have a 32-bit copy, or you use the 32-bit version of Crom, that's why. That's why. It's because this bad boy right here, I'm like, why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? And I did some digging. Lo and behold, it's the 32-bit version of Windows 8. So I had to go find out how to compile it for Windows 8. So let's see if I can do here. No, that doesn't help. There we go. I was trying to see if I could make this full screen on my phone so I could see y'all's chats a little bit better. Hello, Damien. Good to see you. And I can't see, like, I have no mouse control over my phone. It's all with my big fat sausage fingers. So if I tap something to try and see, like, oh, who's out there, who's watching, that sort of thing, like, can I even do this? Yeah, no, it's not letting me. My ideal is to have this fully powered up because I can view and control the stream from this laptop, even though I'm on the phone. Basically, I'm adding my phone session as a guest to StreamYard, and I can launch stuff. I can do things like let me see. Trying to see if I can have. Yeah, there we go. So I can at least have the banner up. But my ideal is that the laptop is up and running, and I can I can communicate with you guys. So after I get done with the live stream here, which won't be long, I'll be packing all my gear up and printing out travel things and making sure everything is all charged up, and then get my clothes together. And then I'm going to spend the rest of the afternoon racking and stacking YouTube shorts. So tomorrow in the early afternoon hours, you'll see 3 shorts. They'll just pop up. And again on Friday, and again on Saturday, and again on Sunday. So 4 days, 12 shorts, and I got to record them, edit them, upload them, and have them all ready to go for tomorrow. So I don't have to fart around with any of that stuff. And I can't really take 2 hours to live stream tonight because I'll be packing and doing all sorts of fun things. So yeah, I've got a little bit of a lot of stuff happening. But how are you guys? How are you guys doing today? Like I said, I'm trying to get my poor little laptop here to behave itself, because I really want to be able to come in. And like I can't even. I can kind of scroll down through your comments a little bit and see who's saying hello. Planner Jake, good to see you. Matthew Sherman really likes the shorts. Yes, indeed. One of my friends offered to pick me up. Okay. Sorry, just had someone dip in and ask me about something. But let's see. Oh, what is this? Death Angel said, you got to get me booked on your show when I'm not gallivanting across. Gallivanting, going to 2. Yeah, you want to talk gallivanting? Talk to like Paul Stormberg, who's like, well, Bill, I'm not really doing much this year. I'm going to North Texas and to this convention in the Midwest, and then I'm doing Dragon Days, and then EggCon, and then GaryCon, and then UConn, and then UConn Cornelius, and I mean, I'm like, my God, do you know what you have a home? You have a home, right? So yeah, I'm going to 2 whole conventions this year. So bully me, Might hitch a ride to CNYCon. Is that Crosby, Nash, and Young? No, Stephen Stills. Half his year in late Geneva. Yeah, exactly. Like, for me, an afternoon drive is across town. For Paul, an afternoon drive is through Nebraska into Iowa up into Wisconsin. I remember one night, like, I don't even remember what it was. I don't even remember the subject of why we started talking, but I texted Paul because his phone, which is a horrid flip phone, his phone can receive texts. And so I texted Paul, and I knew he tended to be up late. I don't remember what hour it was, but I messaged Paul. I was like, hey, can I call you? And he just texted back, sure. So I was like, excellent. So I called Paul and we're talking for a while. And I asked him what he was doing. I said, we were talking about his research he was doing for the Gygax estate. And I said something about Castle Greyhawk, and I said, but you can check that. You can reach right over your shoulder right now and pull down a binder and prove me wrong on that, Paul. And his response was, not right now. I'm driving to Lake Geneva. And I was like, oh, well, I'm on the road with Paul. And he was like, yeah. So we ended up staying on the phone for about 3 hours. I mean, from like 10 o'clock my time to 1 o'clock my time, or 11 to 2 or something like that. But it was kind of neat. Paul and I road tripped together through Iowa, like the entire drive that he cuts through Iowa, the direction he cut. And it was kind of neat, you know. But no, Paul is the one who goes everywhere. Paul goes everywhere. Oh, there. Okay, I can do that. I can come in like that. And Central New York Con, Matthew Tapp has to drive. Oh, yeah, you could do that. When is Guac scheduled for? That is a good question. Guac is actually going to be the weekend of April the 9th. So you basically have, come on, buddy, please, power on. I'm going to try again to get this going, guys, because again, this is a stress test sort of thing. Why are you full screen now? There we go. But yeah, Matthew Tapp. So Guac is the weekend of April 9th, 2026. It's like the 9th to the 12th. 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. The 9th is a Thursday in April. And I want to say something. This is going to sound like me complaining and bitching, and I don't mean it to. But here's the thing. When I scheduled it for when I did, I had a lot of people come to me and say, "Oh, Bill, no, I'm busy that weekend. I can't make it that weekend. I'm not going to be able to be there." And just like with features to Crom, and this isn't directed at anyone who said that to me, but 99% of you guys have been very cool and like, oh, gee, I wish I could make it. I can't, you know. But some folks have said, can you please reschedule it? I'm like, okay, if I move it for you, what about for the next guy or for the next 5 people who all wanted it on the next date? And it just kind of becomes the situation where it's like, if I keep moving, okay, well, we won't do it in April. I'll this week in April, I'll move it to this. Oh, you can't do that. That's Easter. Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's push it to May. Well, that's Mother's Day. I can't do that. And that's, that's Memorial Day weekend. Nobody's going to be around for that. All right. Let's do it in June. Okay. Well, there's these conventions. Won't be there for that. What about July? Oh, well, I'm going to EggCon. Do I want to do 5 days of EggCon and then turn around and do 4 days of the Guac and be completely out of pocket for everybody here? It just kind of, I just had to pick a date. I had to, exactly, Matthew. It's on Discord. You can go to Guac any day you want. So basically, I ended up saying, okay, here's what we're going to do. Guac is this week. It's the second weekend of April. And that's just how it's gotta have to be. from now on. You know, the actual dates will change, but that time itself is anchored. Give me another second here, guys. I want to find a charging wart for this and see if I can get it going. Again, we are tech testing right now, so hang on. Maybe I won't drag you guys off the table here. I hope not. I'm mostly wireless, obviously not my mic. Wait just a second, dudes. And any dudettes out there? We're ecumenical. One more moment, guys. Is that going to reach? I bet it's not. Oh, I'm such a dope. Okay. What am I using for my mobile setup? That's a good question. That's actually a very good question. So, my mobile phone. That's not my normal chair. No, I'm actually just a few feet. Here, I'll show you guys. I'm just a few feet away. Okay, all right. We are charging off of the large portable battery. And let me see here. Just waiting to get internet connectivity back. Please wait. But anyway, so mobile phone, and I actually have a dongle that allows me to connect two lavalier mics and a headset if I want to my mobile phone with 3.5 millimeter jacks. Hang on. And it's just on a it's just on a little tripod there. My mobile workstation is just this little Intel Atom phablet tap top. And it is slow as molasses getting to a thing. But once you have the thing open, it's generally pretty responsive. But like, I don't try and watch movies. I don't try and play games. This is just to do things safe. Hello. Oh, praise God. Balin came out of surgery and is A-okay. That's wonderful. Big ups for your pooch. That is fantastic, Elizabeth. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, I will be flying out tomorrow morning at 0:30, which is by and large why I'm not going to be streaming for 2 hours tonight or anything like that. I'm already kind of pushing it as far as time right now goes. All right. So here we go. I'm going to enter studio. And this way I'm going to be able to see y'all's comments and interact with you guys a little bit better. but I'm also not going to add this this session I'm logging in with. I'm not going to add it up there, so you're not going to see me and hear me twice. All right, so there we go. We're going to enter studio. And I'm just waiting on my browser to catch up. Have fun with the snow. I'm staying the frick inside. I am not going outside. I am not. That's just not going to happen. I flatly refuse to go out to be in the snow and the horrible weather out there. I'm not going to do it. Okay, now I have control, and now I can see what's going on. Death Angel said, need to get some wireless lavalier mics. Yeah, so funny thing, the doodad that I have right now that I plug into my phone, I looked for like just wireless mics for a phone, and I was like, hey, can I have two Bluetooth wireless mics plugged into my phone at once? And people were like, oh no, you need a mixing board, you need this, you need that, you need the other. And I was like, well, that's crazy. Oh, by the way, did that answer your question, movie guy John, about all the stuff that I've got? Mobile phone, little connectivity doodad, cheap lavalier mics, and a cheap Atom tablet laptop. But anyway, so if I do that, now I should be able to see who's on via what contrivance. But anyway, that's supposed to be North Florida, or you're in North Florida, and it's supposed to be in the what's tonight. I'm going to scroll down a little bit. Here, let's click the new chats button. The only bad thing is this doesn't really keep up with this doesn't really keep up that well. In the 20s tomorrow night in North Florida. Yeah, not looking forward to that. Rain turning to snow here. Your Florida blood is going to freeze. Yeah. Sorry, man. Drone swarm says, now I'm on both. Okay. But anyway, it's kind of a, it's kind of a setup. But the good thing is, and I haven't loaded them yet, but I can have my opening credits and closing credits loaded into StreamYard and launch them from StreamYard, but do it from here rather than reaching up to try and launch media. I can come over here, I can open media assets, and then that'll take that'll take a while. And I can come down, or is it under style? I don't remember. Let's see, video clips. I can do, I can add an intro and outro video. And then when I leave, when I start my departure, the outro video, which of course will be Owl Bear, will play. And I will endeavor to get the credits fixed properly. You notice the code in the recording had increased by almost a third, says Drone Swarm. Not really sure I follow you when you say the code in the recording, but I'll take your word for that. Keep making... well, and again, all this is... let's see. Audio tech 20 years ago was almost perfected. Ha, 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 ha. No, no. If you knew the struggles that I have had getting audio set and going on this machine over here, my studio rig that you guys see me sitting behind for a live stream, no, that is untrue. That is absolutely not true. Oh, I didn't want to be full screen, but thank you just the same. Yeah. I wanted, all I wanted over here was playback audio so I can hear it when I play it for my audience and be able to hear my guests and my guests and my audience be able to hear me. That's it. That's it. That's all I need. The tooth pulling, skull thumping, hair rending, clothes ripping, mind scrambling of just stuff not working, virtual audio cables, all that stuff, absolutely not. It was an absolute shit show. So, and I, Graph Paper Architect, Imperial Ramblings / Bo Gonora, and other people tried to help me. You still have XLR cables and BNC, but you don't. No, I have XLR cables. This, let me see if I can do this. My Aston Element mic. Can you guys see that? This microphone right here. That's an XLR. It goes into a Fifine SC audio mixer. I don't have BNC. I have some BNC cables around here somewhere. I don't use them on the reg, though. I do not use them on the reg around here. So, yeah, so this is kind of working right now. I think it more has to do with the fact that the battery is yeah, it's only got about 7% battery, but it's helping me. It's kind of helping me a little bit, but this actually works. This was my concern, that I would be able, that you guys would be able to hear me, that I would be able to hear you, and that I would be able to interact with you and do stuff like start and stop the show and everything. And I think it works. I think it works plenty well on the phone. And there's 73 of you out there watching, which is very surprising. Very, very surprising that there's that many of you guys out there watching. Now, I wonder, let's see. The problem with noise canceling was dropping out multiple streams with game 4 or 5 tokens created an ethos of self-control. Sure. Virtual audio cable is a pain. Yes, it is. Virtual audio cable is just something that Windows should offer. Windows should just offer virtual audio cable. It should be a feature of Windows. But, of course, it's not. Virtual audio cable is not a function of Windows. And I wish it was. So, and the hell of it is like Windows doesn't care where you send video signals. Virtual video cable, video virtualization through StreamYard, or not StreamYard, but well, I mean, you know, StreamYard's just like virtual camera. Gotcha. Let's go. But it doesn't work. It just does not work at all, really, in Windows. Virtual audio cable. It's a huge just nightmare. And some people have said, well, what you need to do, Bill, is you've got too much stuff piled on that machine. Is just nuke and pave and start over, and then just have like 3 assignments, you know? Just have like 3 assignments. And I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. No way. Although I will say the only quality issues I ever ran into with audio, not like working versus not working, and it was StreamYard's problem, is StreamYard had an echo / noise reduction that they didn't tell people that they'd added, and that they always... Let's see. I'm going to try something here. If I go away, I apologize. I got to wait for my Windows machine to catch up. But they always had sorry about that. I was seeing if I could get away with removing myself from the stage as the guest or as the owner in StreamYard on the laptop, but it takes me off the screen, so I can't. But the audio quality was being horribly screwed with, because it was picking up the highs and lows of music as sudden bursts of sound. And so it was horribly choppy. And the net result was, of course, that for months and months and months, my intros, the music, Summer Mountains, which I can't play anymore, was hacked to pieces, because all of the highs and lows, anything out of that mid-range discussion range, was getting clipped. So it would come to a note, and the software would go, no, that's a dog barking, that's a baby crying, that's someone shouting too loud and overloading their mic. Get it out of here. So yeah, I mean, it just came down to that. It just came down to I don't want to have that that clipping audio and their noise reduction. Quite frankly, when I have an isolated XLR mic, I mean, even this does noise reduction through the box over here. You got. I bring this up to show you guys. You can just kind of see the tail end of the box there. Even that does noise reduction, and that's fine. I'll tell you a little thing though about this box. When I went look, I was like, okay, 3.5 millimeter, because I already wanted some inexpensive lavalier mics. So I was like, 3.5 millimeter to USB-C phone adapter. And the first one you hit, if you search for that criteria on Amazon, is one from Rode. You guys have seen them, however it's pronounced. You know, all the streamers, all the like bigger tier than me streamers use the Rode mics. Try something here, and they you know, they all have very very expensive gear, and that dongle was no exception. It was like $76. It's like, okay, maybe I can eat it and do payments on it. But then it was like, well, we'll get it there between January 23rd and February the 9th. It's like, that ain't gonna work. So I dug around, found this generic thing, and people just heaped praise on it. They're like, this, and it was $21. And they said, this does what the Rode dongle does just as well. So, and I got it overnight. So I got it and a 2-pack of lavalier mics overnight. And so I was able to, if this set up the other streamers on your streams and the better equipment. Yeah, I can't really do that. I can't really afford to send other people this setup. Besides, my setup is jank anyway. You know, I mean, I can tell them that this box and everything, if they wanted to use their phones. And you know, this goes back to something that I had said a long time ago about live streaming, about sorry, I gotta stop the mic and camera on the laptop here. It booted me out. But I said this to folks a long time ago. If you want to live stream, you don't like the 4K camera over there and all the studio lights and everything like that. You don't need it. I mean, if you've got a computer already, but not a great smartphone, don't run out and say, "Oh, Bill told me I just needed a good smartphone." But if you've got a great smartphone and something like this, like that, is your PC, and streaming with it is just kind of a non-starter. Yeah, $31 for this dongle. You know, maybe get yourself a little stand for the phone. I mean, you could put it on a Kickstarter on your desk, but then there you go, and StreamYard, and you're done. And it's just like the desk thing. I could tap and add somebody. I could tap and I could add somebody. So yeah, this is my mobile setup. But I want to talk about fun stuff now. I don't really want to talk about propeller head uh, stuff like that. I think I show you guys my LED dice? Look at these. Elizabeth got those for me. And yes, I am going to take these to I'm going to take these to the convention with me. Little wireless charged LED dice. Look at that glow. Look at that glow. Isn't it neat? Wouldn't you say my dice set's complete? I've got 20s and 12s and 6s. I've got them all to keep score. You roll a handful, and they mixes. But a D4. Is there tech I can get to control the intro, get into control streaming channels, just in general numbers of players, makes a jam via noise reduction? No, I don't know. Drums form. I don't know. See something here. See, I have to be careful controlling stuff in the browser because there is a lot of overhead. So yeah, I'm taking my glow in the dark D6s. If you're going to be a page, I'm going to take some OD&D with me. I want to get Darlene's autograph again on a D&D book. I want to. Ooh, do I have I'm going to have to go through my Dragon magazines and see if I have one that's got either a Jasmine in it or has a Darlene cover, and take an issue of Dragon and get Darlene's autograph on it. Because I have. Let me show you guys. Hold on a second. Hopefully this won't be too blown out. And I think it's backwards. But, oh, no, it was upside down. Yeah, it's still backwards. I'll have to flip it around. But yes, this is the Dungeon Master's Guide Succubus. It's not a fetish. Darlene autographed this for me. And I have her autograph, of course, on the oh, was it backwards for you guys? Cool. But I have her autograph in my Dungeon Master's Guide and in my Deities and Demigods. So I'm going to take Deities and Demigods with me. I think Jeff D is going to be a page, and if he is, then I'm going to get Jeff D's autograph in it. My Deities and Demigods will then have Jim Ward's, Darlene's, Errol Otis, Dave S. LaForce, and hopefully it'll have Jeff D's in it as well. So I'm looking forward to that. And then I want to get Darlene's autograph too. And one thing I found out, and I think this is kind of funny, I'm not going to go into it right now. If you know, you know. But apparently I'm interviewing Sean Reynolds. Sean K. Reynolds is one of the interviews that they've asked me to do at Page. So yeah, Sunday evening I'm interviewing Sean Reynolds. So look for that. Look for that interview. Hold on. Let's see. I'm still here, guys. I'm just going over here. Oh, and if you're going to Page and you want to bid in the charity auction, one of these is being auctioned at Page. It was delivered to Ron Mishkiller. He's got it now, so it is being auctioned off. So if you didn't win one, now's your chance. You can go up there, bid on it for their charity auction, and get yourself a set. Now, people have asked me, am I going to sell these? And the answer is yes. In 2026, I don't know when it'll be, but I'm going to be establishing a higher tier of patron and channel member. And because of that, I will offer these for sale to the top tier, which I think I said I was going to make it the Magna Alumni, which is like the top level Bard class in AD&D. And in addition to the free module every month, named in the credits, you'll get a chance to purchase a replica wood grain OD&D set. Now, I know people might be thinking, Bill, you can't pirate those and sell them. I'm not going to. Every set of this that I sell, and I haven't set a price point yet, every one of these I sell, I will purchase the 3 books from Drive-Thru RPG and a copy of Chainmail. You will receive a purchase receipt, but every time I make one, I go online and I purchase one of these sets to print out for you. That's baked into the cost. I am not downloading one set and pirating it. You will receive what I bought. I will buy it over and over again. And if anybody ever comes at me and says, hey man, you didn't pay for those, I will have all the receipts. I will say each and every set that went out had the OD&D books and the chainmail paid for. Here's the receipt, and here's who it went to. All I am doing is buying you a legal copy and then printing it out and boxing it up for you. I am providing a printing service. That's it. Stepping into Unearthed Arcana territory? Not sure what you mean. Rivers RPG, good to see you. But that's going to be the top tier. The Magna Alumni. You know what? I keep saying it's a Magna Alumni. Let's grab a... oh, that's Druid? Okay. Let me grab a player's handbook here. Hold on. I'm not a super fan of Druids. I'm just not. No, it's the top here. It's the top for bards, right there. I don't know if that'll come into focus. Move my face. Magna Alumni. So yeah, the top level channel supporter, and I haven't put it up there. Don't ask yet. They won't be inexpensive. I'm not gonna charge hundreds of dollars or anything like that. But as I said, it's not going to be. I'm not going to give those away anymore. They're not going to be gifted. But you will be able to purchase one if you want to become a top tier member, and you will have to pay for overseas shipping. That's just how it's going to be. You know, if I said the sets are $50, overseas shipping is like $80. Can I see where I'm coming from there? So that's the soft announcement. The big soft announcement is that you will have a shot at the OD&D wood grain reproduction sets as a purchase as a top tier member, as a Magna alumni. Yeah, it's overseas shipping, man. It is a killer. I've got some stuff I wanted to send my co-host Kyle. He's down in Australia. I'm still going to. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying, and because it's too expensive, I'm not going to. I was like, oh, I'm going to send all this stuff over the holidays. I've got a computer for a friend. I've got a box of stuff for Thane Kyle. I've got a bunch of 2 ebooks and some goodies for him. But like the computer for my friend here in the States would have cost $98 to ship. Kyle's, not Thane Kyle, the Viking hat GM, Viking hats, box of goodies is going to cost. So I got to spread it out. Like, we got close to Christmas, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to send this stuff out. I'm a little flush. No, I'm not. I had to make sure stuff that many less expensive gifts got there on time versus a few huge gifts not getting there on time. Everyone will get there, so you'll get yours. So before I go, do you guys have any questions for me? Any comments, criticisms, negative, nasty remarks? Just let me know over in the chat. And by the way, if you happen to run into me at Page and you've got something that I wrote, like Elemental Moon with Lance Havermail, which I did under a pseudonym, or you've got say, Lost Crypt that I wrote with Gary Gygax. Any of the free stuff that I've done, any of the stuff that I did with Hellabard, if you want my autograph on it, just rock up to me. Just rock right up, and I'll sign it for you. Let's see. If the DM's guide was made into a program, would it generate an online game? It has solo play, but just audio prompt generation. Maybe. Let me tell you something. I did some digital archiving a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to do a short about this. But one of the earliest places you'll see discussion of D&D on the internet actually goes all the way back to 1981. And it was in a back in 1979 at Duke University, Usenet, which was the original microblogging discussion forum broadly available across the country to everyone at once. Not just to a few people who knew how to get on a dial-up BBS, but to anyone on ARPANET at that point. Usenet was born at Duke University. And for people who played Wampus or Colossal Cave or Rogue there was a discussion group. And the discussion group was called net.games. Net, the word net, like internet, dot games. And you could go to net.games. Hello, RPG Grandma. Good to see you, dear. And who else is out there? Alex P. Keaton. So on net.games, ask Sean Reynolds about that Virginia crowd that ran LG back in 2001. Okay. If I remember that drone swarm, I absolutely will. But eventually, the admin of net.games said, you know what? I'm going to break this out. And I'm going to create net.games.frp, because a lot of pen and paper discussion was being brought up. And he created net.games.frp. Now, understand, if you were using Usenet and ARPANET in 1980, 81, you were a programmer. You were a computer science person. The barrier to entry was a 200-foot tall, smooth stone wall. And only if you had the gear to climb that wall were you getting in to net.games. So in addition to being D&D nerds, these were computer programmers. So to your question about, could I create a program? Literally, one of the first messages on the internet about advanced D&D was, I am going to write a program to create characters and randomly generate dungeons for AD&D. Which is not, I'm not gainsaying you and say, oh, people have already done it and so on and et cetera. I'm just saying that, as long as there have been computers, I did a short about this. I did a YouTube short about this. But as long as there have been computers and D&D, people have wanted to do D&D things with computers. So you coming up with the idea, or thinking about, not coming up with the idea, but thinking about the idea of, hey, I'll plug these things together, you are in very good company, because people have been doing it from the get-go. But like Dragon Magazine, there's like a couple of utilities. There's a combat utility written in BASIC, which means you could type it into any popular home computer at the time in Dragon Magazine. Oh yeah, RPG Grandma. Need to work on the microphone. Well, the microphone is what it is. And I can reposition it a little bit. But this is kind of as good as it gets. Yeah. Hey, Jack Photon, good to see you. Dragon 63, What's New covers all you need to know about computer history and the future of the game. Okay, so dig this. I went looking for fodder for shorts for the channel. God, I've gone on way longer than I had intended to. But I went looking for fodder for YouTube shorts, And I went digging through back issues of The General, which was Avalon Hill's in-house magazine. It was like their equivalent to Dragon magazine. It was called The General. Funny thing. Well, one of the things that I went looking for was Arnold Hendrick. His basic slagging D&D as being unplayable, unworkable as a game system back in 1974. But I had to find the exact article. I wanted to find the exact precise article and issue that it was in, because everybody talks about it and there's, JPEGs of it and everything. But I wanted to put the issue up. In digging through issues of The General back in the early 70s, and by early 70s, guys, I mean the home computer that you could get back in 1972 was the Kenbak 1, Kenbak. I think it had like 256 bytes of TTL RAM. It ran at like 700 hertz. But there was an issue of The General, and in that issue, again, 1970s, 1974, because it was around when I was looking for around when D&D was published. Oh, thank you, Drone Swarm. But there are plans, I mean wiring diagrams, how to lay it out, the BOM, the bill of materials that you need to build a combat computer for war games. And I think I've seen one at GaryCon. But it explained how to wire it up and everything. An electrical, digital, fire control computer. And use potentiometers inside. Like you'd click one dial for range, click another dial for the shot, click, flip a few switches, and then a pointer that was 0 to 100 would come in, and it would point to where to like what you needed to roll percentage wise to make a hit. But you just flip switches and do it. Dragon magazine, when the Dragon Bone was a big thing, in an issue of Dragon, I am pretty sure, right near a Dragon Bone ad, you could send away, and for like half the cost of a Dragon Bone, you could get the plans to breadboard your own digital die roller. It just had an oscillating crystal. Basically, a die roller, an electronic die roller, works like this. It's got a timer crystal that is always running. And what happens is you select a mode, you select an output mode to interpret the pulse from that crystal and display it when it goes through the logic a certain way, as a function of 1 to 4, as a function of 1 to 6, as a function of 1 to 8, as a function of 1 to 10, 1 to 12, 1 to 20, 1 to 100. Once you've done that and you hit the dice roll button, what you're doing is you're pulling that crystal low. You are stopping that crystal momentarily, and the last squirt of juice that it put through the logic is then displayed on the LED based on your preference. So it's essentially just sitting there vibrating at a frequency, and you tell it what frequency you want displayed, and then you send it a little squirt of electricity, and it causes it to pull low. It puts it into reset and holds it there until you hit a clear button or you let go of the die roll button. They had a booth at Gen Con. Was the Rage Dragon Red? Hey, Vaults of Yesteryear, good to see you. I'm trying to see. You guys all have to pardon me. Okay, 16 people watching me on YouTube right now. I think I can pretty much wrap up here shortly. Just rolled a die into a wine glass and streamed it from above to generate dice game visual interface. Cool sound too. I bet. So, any further questions, guys? If you've got any questions, now's the time to ask me, because I'm gonna have to sprint on out of here. It's like 3:45. I've got a ton of work to do. Did I watch Babylon 5? Yes, I did. Loved Babylon 5. Babylon 5 was amazing. There were some incredible actors and actresses on it. Seasons 2 through 4 were absolutely great. 5 was not very good. I didn't care for 5. And the only reason 5 sucked was because they didn't know if they were going to get 5 seasons. Thank you, Jack. Thank you. It's a tough one to role play in, though, because JMS basically laid all his cards out at the end of the show, didn't he? He said, "This is what's going to happen." So, you did not. You did not. That is incredible, Death Angels. I want to be front seat. Did I ever find the YouTube promote feature useful? I don't have the money to promote my stuff in a worthwhile fashion. Reach an extra 10 to 15 people. It's just $9.99. Oh, really? Wow. Hey, Colleen, we'll finally be able to buy that second house with all the people I'm going to reach. I mean, to reach an appreciable number of people costs more money than I can afford. So I know about it, but it's for me. I mean, yeah, if I had Mr. Beast kind of money, I'd be doing it constantly. And that's what he does. You know, he buys followers. There's not 300 million people watching him on the regular. And as far as anyone's like, oh, Bill, that's libel. Come on. Look at all the other shady shit he's gotten up to. And that's not just me saying it. There's an entire YouTube industry of people talking about the shady shit that Mr. Beast gets up to. Buying subscriptions is absolutely not beyond his people, in my opinion. Yeah, you'd have to put on a ton of editor, spam videos out, or be self-destructive. And yeah, that's all kind of the same. The most allegedly, exactly, Bob, allegedly, the most I don't know, spamming that I'm willing to do are the YouTube shorts. Just churn those out over and over and over again. But it's not brain rot, guys. It's D&D stuff. You know? All right, I've got to cut this off, guys. You will hear from me. You will see me. I will check in with you guys on the daily between now and when I get home on Monday. Monday, no streaming. I'm coming in at like 7 o'clock Monday morning. My day is starting at 2 a.m. Monday. So it'll be 6 or 7 when I roll in on Monday, and I am just going to collapse. First time I see your shorts, I had to laugh, so it was worth it. Haven't laughed in a week. Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. I love you all. Thank you for hanging out with me this afternoon. For the gear test, it looks like everything is copacetic. I can see y'all's comments a little bit better through this. And yeah, that's wonderful. So take care of yourselves, everybody. And I'll see you around the way. I'll have a couple of hours when I'm in Chattanooga. So if I can get to where my airplane's going to be, I will maybe do an impromptu live stream right from the airport. If you guys care, at like 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning. Peace, everybody. I love you all. Waiting. All right, you know what? I come up here and stream.